Shabbat Shalom, everybody. And I would like to start congratulating Naomi on her Bat Mitzvah. She did great. Mazal Tov to you, to your family. I think your parents have chosen a beautiful name for you. And I did the same with my daughter, too. We did, my wife and I. So Mazal Tov. The second thing I would like to say is, there are three things. The first one was Mazal Tov to Naomi. The second was that before Rabbi Rudolph started his comment to the Torah, he said that I was the tefillin rabbi, yes? And I don't think you got that very well. The tefillin rabbi, yes? Because today I've been called to fill in. So that was the pun that you were supposed to laugh. And I'm afraid you didn't laugh because you didn't understand Rabbi Rudolph's accent. So and the third thing is that if I may cough or sneeze during the sermon, it is because the exchange of emails we had with Rabbi Rudolph yesterday. That's probably. But I'm glad you were here, Rabbi Rudolph. Thank you very much. So, Birshut Rabbanim, with the permission of the rabbis, I suspect many of you here have heard the classic story of the little boy who comes from school, from religious school, with his own version of the Exodus. When his father asked him, "What did you learn today?" the boy answered, "Our teacher told us how Moses led the children of Israel out of Egypt." Trying to be an attentive father, the man asked his son, "So what did the teacher say?" The boy answered, "Well, she told us that Moses was a big, strong man who beat Pharaoh up. Then, while he was down, Moses got all the people of Israel together and ran to the sea. When they got there, he had his corps of engineers build a big, huge pontoon bridge. Once they arrived on the other side, Moses blew up the bridge while the Egyptians were trying to cross, and all the Egyptians drowned." The father was shocked. "Is that what your teacher told you?" The boy replied, "No, but if I told you what she told us, you would never believe it." So the question is, why Moses was chosen? Why was he chosen? And I think there are several explanations. I would like to share three of them with you. And the first one is from the start of his story, Moses was placed in a basket by the river to save his life from Pharaoh's first decree. So Pharaoh's daughter, as you know, walking down to take a bath in the Nile, she spotted the basket, and the verse says, when she opened it, she saw that it was a child. Behold, a boy crying. So now, what's the problem with that verse? I think there's a problem with that verse, yes? And I'd like to share with you some words of Rabbi David Wolpe. He says that the Bible speaks of Pharaoh's daughter seeing, not hearing Moses cry. The explanation offered by some commentators is that Moses did not cry aloud. His cry was of the deepest kind, silent. It was stopped up in the depths of his heart, and all of the sadness and terror he felt was reflected on his face. The expression of Moses' face, the eloquence of his agony, the refusal to cry aloud, moved Pharaoh's daughter so much that she adopted the child and brought him up in the palace. Moses could not cry aloud because it was not safe. As a Hebrew child, discovery meant death. From very early, Moses learned to cry silently. And his dilemma presages the situation of the Jewish children who have hidden or been hidden over the centuries in attics, basements, and forests, knowing that the slightest sound would betray them. Silence as captives all over the world now is a prison forge of fear. The ability to cry out in pain, in sorrow, is a sign of freedom. So when Moses dies, all the people of Israel, the Israelites, free in the wilderness, wept aloud. So the first reason Moses was chosen is he knew how to cry in silence. Crying in silence means being empathetic with others' suffering. We Jews cry in silence a lot, and probably we learned that from Moses. The second explanation I would like to bring up is from Rabbi Wayne, and he says, quoting the verse in the dialogue that Moses and Hashem have in the burning bush, Moses replies to Hashem, "Please, my Lord, I am not a man of words. Also not since yesterday, nor since the day before yesterday, nor since you first spoke to your servant, for I am heavy of mouth and heavy of speech." כבד פה וכבד לשון, גם מתמול, גם משלשום. So there's a problem with that verse too. It's גם מתמול, גם משלשום. Not yesterday, not the day before. How many days was Moses in front of the burning bush? So, according to the Midrash, Hashem was trying to convince Moses for a whole week. 1 week trying to convince Moses to undertake the mission. And all this unwillingness on the part of Moshe was because he did not want to assume superiority over his brother Aaron, who was older than Moshe and already a prophet. So that's the explanation of Rashi. Rashi says Moses didn't want to take the credit, to take the honor, because he wanted to respect Aaron, his oldest brother. And then the Torah will tell us, is there not Aaron your brother the Levite? I know that he will surely speak. Moreover, behold, he is going out to meet you, and he will see you, and he will rejoice in his heart, says the text. And he will see you, and he will rejoice in his heart. And Rashi explained, it is not what you think, Moses, that he will resent you because you're ascending to greatness. It's incredible to marvel the fact that Moshe resisted accepting his mission and defied the Almighty for 1 whole week. Can you imagine 1 whole week in front of the burning bush saying, "No, God, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. I cannot do it. I cannot do it." He held out till Aaron would have a role and until it was clarified that Aaron was fully pleased with Moshe's ascendancy to greatness. Great lesson that Moses is teaching us. We need to try not to hurt others. Moses was respectful of his oldest brother Aaron. He was not trying to hurt his feeling, and therefore he was chosen. But I would like to share with you my own view, probably my own view of why Moses was chosen. And I think Moses was chosen for one reason. He had the password. Do you all have passwords? Yes, you have email, you have access to your computer. Moses had the password. And what is the password of the Jewish people? Would you like to guess? Please, if you speak all together, it's very loud. So I just need one password. One guess. You said God. Okay. It's too short. You need 8 characters at least. Okay, another try. It's less than 8 characters, but yes. Who else wants to guess? Don't be shy. Not the name of God. Who said that? You get a prize, a box of matzah for Passover. Very nice. And that's the Jewish password. When God calls to Moses, he says, "Hineni." And the translation that we're used to hear is, "Here I am." And I'm afraid that's not the right translation. I'm afraid the translation of "Hineni" is, "I am ready." Whenever you say, whatever you say, God, whatever you ask me, I am ready. God calls Abraham and says, "Go," and Abraham says, "Hineni." And then Abraham is walking also with Isaac, his son, and his son calls him and says, "Hineni." Whatever you ask me, I'm here for you. I'll do whatever you ask me. Hashem, you can ask me wherever, Hashem, you want. So hineni means being ready to change, to improve, to add more holiness, in our lives, to accomplish your missions, to revive your spirit. I am ready. Here I am, okay, but I am ready. Wherever you ask me, Hashem, I'll do it. So why was Moses chosen? 1, because he knew how to cry in silence. 2, because he knew how important is not to hurt others. And 3, mainly because he knew the word. I am ready. Hineni. Shabbat Shalom umevorach.